Hey again. Today I'm going to be doing another reaction video to a relatively recent video. When I put this out, it'll be maybe a week or two after the video went up, but I really don't do recent reaction videos unless it's for The Unusual Suspect or something really special, but I've been really looking forward to the Cinema Snob's reviews of the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. Many years ago, and this video is very hard to find now, but Brad did a vlog for the second Rob Zombie Halloween movie back in 2009, where he summarized his thoughts on the movies as he enjoyed the first film despite its flaws, and the second movie he said was okay, and he gave it a, as he put it, a mild recommendation. And
as a slasher movie, as a Halloween movie, it's okay. There are parts of it that I liked a lot. The death scenes are really good. It's gory. Some of the acting is pretty good. There's a lot of Brad Dourif in it, so that's always cool. And the way that Brad Dourif looks in this movie, it's almost like someone hasn't told him that Deadwood was canceled. I wouldn't pay to see it again, but I'd watch it again. So, yeah.
And as the snob, I know that he will riff the shit out of this movie, but I'm really curious to see how much of his old opinions might still hold up and what has changed and what his pros and cons will be for this film, because the second Rob Zombie Halloween movie, I just know there is a lot to make fun of, and I'm really excited to see what Brad has to say about this flick. So, without further ado, as always, let's get into it.
Oh boy, not only have I just noticed that I got Hot Wings flavored Oreos, I've also got wasabi flavored as well. Anyway, come see us at Wizard World Madison, Wisconsin from November 30th to December 2nd, and we'll be there all weekend long with plenty of our DVDs. And if you buy your tickets now by
Too bad I don't live there.
code CINEMA20, you'll get 20% off of your tickets. Visit www.wizardworld.com for more information. Rob Zombie's 2007 remake of Halloween opened to negative reviews from critics, but polarizing reviews from fans. Either you thought it was the worst thing to happen to this beloved franchise ever, or you thought it was alright. And it was just those two opinions. There was nothing beyond those two things. But due to the fact that it made enough money at the box office, feedback be damned, there needs to be a sequel. While initially Rob Zombie showed no desire to return to the sequel, but after having a bit of a vacation after the first film, and due to the fact that the studio gave him carte blanche to make whatever kind of Halloween film he wanted, Zombie returned as the sequel's writer and director. Wait a minute, Rob Zombie free to do what he wants? I think I know what that means. Ah! Yep, that seems about right. So strap in and prepare yourselves for Rob Zombie's Fuckoween 2. I guess I should be less mad at this film. The first movie was over 2 hours long, and this one is technically under 2 hours. That the running time on this version is 1 hour and 59 minutes long. Frick. Oh, sorry. I mean, fuck! Don't let these unused lyrics to a Jefferson Airplane song fool you. You can stare at this text for 2 hours and still not know what it means. The movie flashes back to Michael's mom visiting him in the hospital, only to discover that, holy shit, they switched him out with another actor. Now we definitely know the significance of Michael's obsession with white horses, which wasn't even mentioned in the first film. The first movie may have dropped the ball on the opening credits, but as we remember, the original Halloween 2 had the memorable
That was a great opening.
Pumpkin credits. Surely this movie will do the same.
Okay, no more glue. Okay.
Of course.
These movies ruined opening credits forever. This is moments after Laurie shot Michael in the face in the last film, and there's no need to drunk drunk test her, she's already walking in a straight line. We need to get all of our best doctors on this man. He was the best part of the first film, and like hell if he isn't gonna be in this one. Not only is Ben Tramer still alive in Halloween 2, but so is Caroline Williams from Stepfather 2. Worlds are colliding here. This movie needs 50 cc's of pacing.
I don't know. I thought it was car accident birth control.
Necessary. Michael, however, is being transported by Dr. Rob Zombie characters.
You gotta look at the naked chick. Man, she was F-I-N-E fine.
Go be crazy in another Rob Zombie movie. Before Michael is able to reenact the ambulance escape from Halloween 4, a cow sacrifices itself to keep these two from breeding. After this guy's fucks make up half the running time, I finally realize that Michael is the horror movie equivalent of the stern parent who washes your mouth out with soap. Makes more sense than this.
What the fuck, indeed.
You may laugh, but this would all make sense to you if you even bothered to pay attention during Winter's Tale. Now for the biggest supporting character in the film. The Moody Blues! Interesting how the first 15 minutes of this movie is like a remake of the entirety of the original Halloween 2. It's when the nurse is actually called Nurse Octavia that I realize that, holy fuck, it really is Octavia Spencer. Is she playing herself?
Things you do before you win an
dies,
Oscar.
Is it her ghost that's been acting this whole time? No, Lori, don't go down there. You'll have to deal with Freddy Krueger. It's one of those lower-funded hospitals where they just chug all the bodies in a garbage disposal. Lori will be safe in here. She's still safe. She's not wearing her mask. All the other kids in town, though, are way dead. This is a pretty suspenseful scene, and the Moody Blues on the soundtrack make it, well, moody. Too bad none of that shit happened. Which begs the question, is it a recurring thing for actress Octavia Spencer to pop up in Laurie's dreams? And was she really about to run into Freddy? Doesn't
That'd be
matter
funny.
though, so long as this really happened.
What's the difference between jam and jelly? I don't know. What? You can't jelly your cock up with that girl's ass.
They get along with
Life
that
is a lot
doctor from
better knowing
Friday the
this.
13th, the
It's
final
2 years
chapter.
later, and Laurie has decorated her room exactly like young Michael would if he went off to college. Laurie's now crashing with Annie, and they're the best of friends. Oh, and, this is the director's cut, by the way.
Boo fucking who for you?
See? You don't fucking care.
Right, I don't fucking care.
You may call this the director's cut, but I call it the frenemies version. Here's the problem. She's got Margot Kidder as Carrie Fisher as her therapist. Laurie loves
I wouldn't want her
Annie,
as my
except for
shrink.
the fact that she wishes she was murdered.
I know I feel kind of shitty by saying this, but she's a constant reminder.
We're gonna have to pick this up later. Laurie's got a whole concert to tailgate. And the world's easiest Rorschach test doesn't understand its own meaning either. Yes, I'm sorry I'm late.
This
Laurie was
part.
acting like a real bitch. Let a pro show you how to act like an asshole.
Look at you. Are you color coordinated? What pink clogs and this orange thing? What are you, a clam digger or something? I don't mean that in the lesbian sense.
He's very pissed. They used his publicity photo for Halloween and not the one from Blue Thunder like he wanted. Oh, what a shock. This is where Laurie works. Doesn't matter what this place is selling. You're definitely walking out of here with hemp and a Quicksilver Messenger Service album. The Breakfast Club is really lame when every character is Ali Sheedy.
Customers coming in.
I'm begging for a Best Buy to come in and run them out of town. Well, I'm glad we're back with Loomis. I'm not sure why he's giving a speech in front of a giant picture of young Corey Feldman, but he does sound cool.
All the slaughter of plague, pestilence, famine, and Michael Myers.
I'm glad he added the Michael bit, because sometimes I'm not sure if he's playing Dr. Loomis or Connell Cochran. I kind of want it to be both.
Look,
He'd be good in that role.
let me make things nice and sparkling clear.
Alright, never mind. He's Alex DeLarge. Any other quotes from Malcolm McDowell movies?
I have existed from the morning of the world, and I shall exist until the last star falls from the night.
Well, both movies have people who want to fuck a white horse. Michael is now one of the STD ghosts from It Follows, so it's gonna take him a while to catch up to Laurie. 2 years exactly. Where the fuck was that ambulance going? And where is this movie going?
Halloween is coming. You have to get ready. We are counting on you to bring us home this year.
And that's what happens when Michael bought fudge from Laurie's shop. God damn it, there's gotta be an Allman Brothers band around here somewhere. Let's ask this guy and beat the fuck out of him.
I told you if you came on this land again, I'd beat the fuck out of you.
This has happened before? Oh, but this is the last time.
Who thinks it's great?
No, Michael broke up the Marshall Tucker band. Relax,
To antagonize a
This
giant.
movie isn't through bringing in more returning characters.
Wait till you see the burrito I'm gonna dump on your leather interior.
Yes, it's about time the talking dog from Part 5 made a return. Back at home, they're all resisting the urge to say how funny it would be if Annie were played by J.C. Brandy. Instead, they talk about Lee Marvin.
Who's Lee Marvin?
Did I stutter?
Paint Your Wagon, Professionals, Lee Marvin?
Paint Your Wagon is your go-to Lee Marvin movie? That's like if your go-to Brad Dourif movie was Halloween 2. Now it's making sense. The movie is all about Michael's deep desire to marry his mother on set of a Marilyn Manson music video. This is what happens when you let the silent art kid who has 200 pet rats direct your slasher film. I know you're angry, audience, but I'm here to save the day again with my dialogue.
When I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. Here, now take that and go sit in the car.
This was bound to happen when he took control of the hospital from Dr. Tiberius. And now Laurie dresses like Michael to kill Annie. I bet this is really happening. Oh, shuck, it was a dream. I bet Octavia Spencer was hiding in the corner. I can't prove it, but I got the feeling that Laurie's hair smells like an old dollar bill that's been under a dirty couch cushion for 5 years.
He's like
Michael
a
couldn't
dentist,
get here
too.
and kill them fast enough.
Let me go and give me some fucking prescription.
Dr.
I don't want help. I want my prescription.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
This is the first director's cut I've seen that seems to only exist to make the few defenders of the theatrical cut hate this movie. Sure, we could show Malcolm McDowell being awesome.
You don't need my shit. I put up with your shit 24/7. Back the fuck off.
But let's cut back to something shitty. If Ben Tramer could see Laurie now, he'd wish he got hit by a car and blown up. Meanwhile, at a strip
Never
club...
let it go.
Sure. We see Daniel Roebuck's life before he became Kevin Sorbo's manager in Let There Be Light. You're never too old or too young to watch your mom strip. It's always awkward. I knew this would happen. Massacring people in a strip club while Ozark Mountain Daredevils plays. If this scene were any more Rob Zombie, it also features Sid Haig piggybacking Ronald McDonald while dressed as an SS officer.
Give it time.
Back at the Sawyer house from the Chainsaw Massacre remake, they're gearing up for the season. It's pretty ballsy of this town to have a giant window display of Loomis's book at the center of the massacre on the anniversary of the deaths. There's even
Good
a
point.
fucking billboard for it. I haven't seen a slasher killer be so taken aback by a billboard since Jason Takes Manhattan.
Still out there. Rich and famous. All because of our pain.
Why is she talking to the homeless man from Mulholland Drive? Where's Michael? And what do you think is gonna happen having your book signing in Haddonfield?
I'm sorry. You killer. No, I didn't kill him.
You killer!
Sir, all right, everyone.
This actually has nothing to do with Michael. This is all for killing Captain Kirk. Okay, so as Loomis drives away and... Stop murdering the word fuck! I think I know what can help Lori get over her depression and flashbacks to surviving a murder spree. Maybe take down the poster of Charles Manson on your wall, you fucking tool. You're not cool.
I'm not me.
Weird.
I'm not me. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying?
This movie's as deep as a hardwood floor in Delaware. Sure, the first movie had McDowell, Clint Howard, and Udo Kier share the screen, but this one has McDowell, Chris Hardwick, and Weird Al? Huh, totally the same. The next 40 minutes are just them recapping The Walking Dead. Also, kids aren't this stupid.
Are you a giant? Can we be friends?
Great, that's what I want to see. Ralph Wiggum get butchered. Now our heroes are dressed as that girlfriend you once had that talked about Rocky Horror so much she ruined the movie for you. Annie hangs back. She gives the cops shit for watching after her. Yeah, that seems like something someone who survived a brutal knife attack would do. Then Michael bangs a dude against a tree, and oh no, that girl dies. What the fuck is in this punch? At this point, I'm not at all surprised that Laurie Strode managed to find her way into Narnia. Given how they're appearing when characters aren't looking at them, I guess they're real. Michael certainly is. Fudge! Holy fuckity fuck, Annie's dead! I need you to find the nearest phone and call Dr. Scott immediately! Or die, whatever. And then they watched Shock Treatment together. Here's how to not tell her, Dad.
So did you dispatch?
Yes, sir, I did.
So why are you telling me about it?
Yes, sir. Phone call came from your house.
Was it really necessary to when a stranger calls the news to him? Given everything on the walls, this has all been Michael's way of telling his little sister to grow the fuck up. This is all bad news for the sheriff. They finally killed his daughter, and holy shit, Annie was Jamie Lloyd this whole time. Lori, however, is saved by the only man who could help her. Roach from People Under the Stairs.
Got milk.
Now the whole family is off to the world's worst Alice in Wonderland party. The sheriff may be upset, but it's hard to be sad when Dauber from Coach is telling you the news. Back at the Myers shack, it's getting really intense. But unfortunately, with Rob Zombie directing, there's no way he's gonna play Love Shack in this scene. Anyway, here's to me. I still come out of this with my dignity intact. It seems to imply that all of this is happening because of Loomis's true crime book. Even Ghost Family sends Michael off on a spree to kill the doctor for making money off of them. John Carpenter's Halloween barely touched on the fact that Michael's ruthlessness was driven by his hatred of capitalism. Fuck it, I might sleep that flub in there. If that's because we get to hear adult Michael's first words, and it isn't fuck. What? That's not how you give a slasher killer their first words.
Free! Get the hell away from her, Ed!
Yeah. Wait, neither was that. No, you're all making a huge mistake. If you kill him, who's gonna scalp tickets at the Molly Hatchet show? Now it's up to Lori to finish off, Loomis?
Hold your fire!
Fucking crazy.
Like hell, the worst character in this movie is gonna kill off the best character. Guess the movie should be ending now before something embarrassing happens.
Love her,
I love this ending.
love scars.
Oh, stop it! Now Laurie spends the rest of her days in the opening scene from George Romero's Day of the Dead, only with Emma Frost and a fucking horse. And thus ends another plot thread that goes absolutely nowhere. This series kills more plot lines than teenagers. You just don't understand the meaning of this film. Clearly it all symbolizes that only a mother could love her murderous son, who is also hung like a horse. While it's interesting to see how a family deals with surviving a slasher film, and how on the other end Sam Loomis deals with it through profit, which was even foreshadowed in the first movie, stick with the theatrical cut. It's less bitchy and shouty. But obviously this series was the worst of the worst, and the biggest embarrassment of this flawless series to date.
Trick or treat,
Yep.
motherfucker.
Or not. The movie technically brought in a profit, bringing in $39 million, but since it was a sharp decline from the box office of the first remake, and with critics and audiences reacting very negatively towards the film, plans for a third installment called Halloween 3D were scrapped, and instead, everything but the first film is being completely reset as Jamie Lee Curtis returns in David Gordon Green's upcoming Halloween film. This series now has more timelines than Lost, and I think Laurie has been resurrected more times than Michael has. Sure, that does mean that the timeline is once again being reset to save the life of Ben Tramer, but after watching these two Rob Zombie films, what I'm really mad at is there was absolutely no justice for Joe fucking Grizzly.
I'm a chick dressing up as a dude who wants to be a chick.
Very Tropic Thunder. I love this review. This was a lot of fun, and I knew he would get a lot of great jokes out of this one, because this movie, Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie, is just... it's all over the place, it's a mind fuck, it's crazy, it's stupid, just... it's like one of those perfect movies to review, and... yeah, Malcolm McDowell as Dr. Loomis, the media horror aspect they went with, that was an interesting take for this character, but him showing up at the end to try to save the day just seems really confusing and doesn't really make a lot of sense, for me at least, considering how he's been throughout the whole film, and I do disagree about the ending. Yes, the ending for Halloween 2, the director's cut ending, does not make a single ounce of fucking sense whatsoever, but you watch it on its own, out of context, while maybe a little confusing, visually, it's one of the most beautiful movie scenes, endings that I've ever seen, and that may sound crazy, but I love just looking at that ending on its own, just separated from the rest of the film, because mixed with Love Hurts, it feels very powerful. I love that moment where Brad flubs and is like, I'll leave that in. And it was consistently funny, very well written, good jokes throughout. Surprised he didn't make any more jokes. Like last year when he did Resurrection, he made a few jokes about the Weinsteins producing those Halloween movies. Surprised he didn't make any quick jokes here about that, but maybe he thought it had run its course. Although he still thinks the Ben Tramer joke hasn't run its course, so who knows. Personally, I think Halloween 2 is a pretty bad film, but it's better than the first Rob Zombie Halloween. I mean, the first 30 minutes of this sequel I thought were really good, but once Scout Taylor Compton started doing the shrieking thing again, the whining, the crying, the bitching, it felt like the first movie again. But, as I said, that ending, I really like the ending. I can't help it, I just think it's beautiful. So yeah, there's really not much else to say except if there's a chance that anybody who watched this reaction video has not seen the Cinema Snob reviews of the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, then go to his YouTube channel, Stone Gremlin Productions, and check out all things Cinema Snob and Brad Jones. And if you like this reaction video, please check out more videos on the channel, and if you want to see more non-reaction video content from me, check out my main YouTube channel, Jacob Matthew Crawford. That's named after me. Maybe you'll like what I have to say.